Hi, my name is Andrew Zesiger, and I love to draw. And I love when my drawings can bring great stories to life. Thanks to the amazing tools and software today, there's never been a better time for digital artists to create and share stories. One animated story I've been working on for the last year or so is The Legend of Ducktail Dan. Let's take a look. The Legend of Ducktail Dan takes place back in the 1950s, a landscape full of root beer stands and drive-in theaters. We quickly meet our main character, Ducktail Dan. I wanted Dan to be a kind of sympathetic greaser like Fonzie meets Johnny Bravo. When we first meet Dan, we see he's not the athletic type, but he's killing it with the ladies. Dan ignores warnings that his womanizing will lead to consequences and meets his match in Peggy Lou, a pretty bookworm whose father is in law enforcement. In the animation, you can watch as Dan's final date goes horribly wrong. It's fun to see how each character has a unique response to Dan's disastrous night. The story was written by my dad a long time ago. Back then, it was an idea for a kid's book, but that all changed when I went to college to study animation. I saw an opportunity for The Legend of Ducktail Dan to be a visual story with an original soundtrack. For my thesis at Kendall College of Art and Design, I created 476 storyboards and music to bring the legend to life, and now I'm on my path to finish the animation. Here's the animatic of The Legend of Ducktail Dan. I hope you enjoy.
Many years ago, the coolest cars had fins. Domino was fat and the king was thin. When a date cost $1 at the root beer stand, with the local lovin' legend named Ducktail Dan. They say Dan wasn't much for sports and such, but when it came to cruising, he had the touch. And though he never scored a point on the varsity team, at the drive-in, Danny was a scoring machine. All the church folks said he better change his ways, or there'd sure to be an awful heavy price to pay. But their lovesick daughters they could not dissuade, so the dads bought shotguns, moms just prayed. Well, Danny finally wooed his Waterloo in a bookworm beauty named Peggy Lou. Few had dared pursue her pretty ponytail, 'cause her double-wide daddy ran the county jail. Dan cast his lines, knowing Peggy would bite, on a creature double feature showing Friday night. Even Papa was persuaded nothing could go wrong, long as Peggy's little brother got to go along. The date never did get off the ground, what with Peggy's little brother always hanging around. Each and every time Danny tried to make a play, Peggy's busy little brother would be in the way. So Dan hatched a plan to maybe change his luck. He dunked down deep, tossed the kid a buck. Then he told her little brother, go and buy some snacks, maybe candy or a cola or some Cracker Jacks. Little brother took the money and was back in a flash, slurping down a giant soda, begging for more cash. Soon with Danny's life savings in his sticky hand, he made 20 more trips to the concession stand. That date with Peggy was a total yawn. With the evening spoiled and his money gone, Dan began to ponder and began to pout. His one-track mind doubled up with doubt, and he made a vow right there and then that he'd never waste a nickel chasing skirts again. But his knees started knocking and his face went pale when pretty Peggy pulled the ribbon from her ponytail. Through a fogged-up window, brother saw inside that his pretty Peggy Jekyll was his sister Hyde. Dan was out of his league, Peg was in the zone. Little brother ran all over looking for a phone. Papa tore through town at an alarming rate, flashed his badge as he blasted the admission gate, hit the brakes too late as he made the scene, slammed the superstructure there to help support the screen. Then he scooped up his son and his wayward daughter as the screen began to teeter like a big fly swatter. All the others just managed to clear the deck. They never found Danny in that awful wreck. Well, they never reopened that drive-in show, and what became of Dan we'll never know. But the legend still lingers around the root beer stand. Never be another lover like Ducktail Dan.